So Tilly, we've just come back from France. How was it?
Really good.
We've just come back from our 10-week sea trial. We went out to test out the lifestyle, to test out the boat, see if there's anything that we needed to change, and see if we wanted to carry on.
What was France like compared to England?
Well, it was even better because the croissants was better.
The croissants was better.
Yeah, so it was my favourite country, I think. Well, the food was a really big difference. They had a lot of different food compared to England. They had no pickle, they had no marmite, they had no baked beans, and they had a bunch of stuff that we don't have, like crepe and stuff. We went to this ice cream shop and I had a strawberry ice cream and it was the best strawberry ice cream I'd ever tasted. France got me into burgers.
What was your favourite bit, Hugh? What was your favourite bit?
Oh, Pampol. We loved Pampol. That was really near the beginning of our trip, but we just had that lovely meal. Again, it was the end of summer, so it felt like we sat outside for dinner right next to the harbour.
You had to have pudding for breakfast.
Had to have pudding for starter because the weird French way of not eating food till 7 o'clock, and we got there at 6. All we had was crepe. So we had amazing pudding, then we had some amazing burgers, and we sat right overlooking our boat and the rest of the harbour and we tied up to an amazing pirate ship, and it still felt like summertime. That was wicked. And then straight after that, we went off to Port Blanc and anchored there again. We went swimming in the sea and stuff. It was just on the edge of summer. It just wasn't quite warm enough, but it was still very nice. So I think those bits where I got a hint of what it was going to be like.
What was your favourite bit?
Well, when we were sailing, they had the kite and we had banana bread and we saw dolphins. Same as Darcy, really. The bit when we baked a banana bread and flew a kite. Oh, I even made kites. I just attached draw something on a piece of paper, and I attach it to some string, and then they actually flew really well. And do you remember that Daddy made that silly song? Banana bread is yummy, we like it in our tummy. It's amazing that in England is have some cake. Yay! It's a silly song, isn't it?
The idea was to spend a year building a boat, and it's now 2 years since we bought it. So it took us 18 months or so to get sailing. Having said that, it took a lot longer to finish Tukulele and get that sorted than we thought. And there's been a lot of faffing. But anyway, the point is, we at least got out this year and we had a good adventure and we learnt so much. Like, we feel so much more confident now. And Kelly and I, right now, we just go, right, let's go for it. Day like today, we'd be across the English Channel.
Oh yeah,
be off.
Absolutely, no worries. At the start of the trip, it wasn't like that. At the start of the trip, we needed Calvin. He came with us for the majority of the trip, and we needed him at the start because I was not feeling confident. Going across that channel, I hated it. I was feeling seasick. I hid, wedged myself in the cockpit, wished that I'd never started on this stupid adventure. How was I going to tell Hugh that I wanted to quit it? And then by the end of it, that channel just seems like a mill pond comparatively.
We met a couple called Myron and Julia, and they'd been out for 4 months, and they said it took them about 3 weeks to work out they didn't want her to get divorced. That's the way they said it. It was really nice. We went, oh right, because that was about 3 weeks into our passage, and they were saying, it took us the first chunk of their trip for them to realise this was just how life was. And by the end they were like, yes, we're coming out again next year.
And I also think that we have learned how to be a better team.
Oh yeah,
that has been amazing.
We've always just bickered and argued, and Kelvin had to go at us a couple of times. He said, just stop bickering, just get on with the job. And he's absolutely right.
At the end of the trip, we've had a stronger relationship than we've ever had.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's really true.
Could have gone either way. There's lots of boats in the Solent where husbands have bought a boat, they've taken their wives out, scared them half to death, and then the boats had to go back on the market.
But that is that first 3 weeks. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
so
you've got to get past
Kelly
that.
Kelly endured. Well, we voted as well. I thought this was it. I was like, why have I spent 2 years building this boat? Why have we invested all this money? Why have we got this boat which we can't sell because it's a state? We don't want it anymore because we want to quit. And it felt like there's a real element of, what are we doing? Why have we done this? Oh, shit, basically. Now we're just want to get back out there, get going.
And what was it like travelling around to different places all the time?
I kind of got used to it because just earlier today I went out the boat and I was like, why are we in the same marina? Shh.
That's a bit strange, isn't it?
I know.
What about the actual sailing when we were sailing along? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I liked it when it was choppy, but not too choppy.
I loved going somewhere new. I love it. I love nothing more than waking up in a different place and just going, well, let's just go and explore. Run exploring.
Brilliant. It's just the best way to get out and see.
And I love
the
the fact-
scooters were such a win. Like, these last minute thoughts, saying, should we take scooters? And we just thought, well, they're a bit big. Okay, we'll stuff them in. Like, there wasn't a single better decision we made in preparation for this trip. Because those 3 kids, without the scooters, especially Darcy, the little one, should maybe go a mile tops without complaining. With those scooters on, we can go all day. And they literally, we did museum, did all these big long walks. We did, you know, some days did 6-7 miles worth of walking. And they just...
And by the end of the trip, Eric didn't take a scooter and just ran with us because he's like really getting into his running now. And then he did that. He'd like cycled 42 kilometres that day when we went on Belle Isle.
Yeah.
Like, he's a little machine. And this is why we're doing this as well, because they are only little for a short amount of time, and I've already noticed they've grown up.
We're enjoying this adventure. You've only got one life, right? That's all we get. We're not religious. We just know that right now is the closest thing to heaven. This is what we've got. We've got 3 young, healthy, happy, beautiful children. We're strong and happy.
That's really, that's a really nice way of saying it.
Well, it is, isn't it?
I know,
We're not going to top this.
Cry now.
You make me cry.
No, I know. This is
It doesn't get any better.
This is the best times that we've got.
What was your favourite thing that we saw when we were sailing?
Dolphins.
You'd always wanted to see dolphins, hadn't you?
Yes.
And
I've always wanted to see dolphins.
if you could sail anywhere in the world, where do you want us to sail to next?
Galapagos.
What's so special about the Galapagos?
Because there's tortoises.
What's your favourite?
Yes, that's my favourite animal. Oh, and I also like flamingos and bluefin bouvier, which are also there.
Wow, so we want to sail there.
Yes.
What do you think it'd be like if we sailed to the Caribbean?
Very warm and very mosquitoey.
And what about the animals that you'll see in the sea? How do you think they'll be different than England?
Well, your friends Germans said they went to the Caribbean and swam with dolphins, turtles, and pufferfish and sharks.
Wow, do you want to swim with sharks?
Yeah, it's cool. Most people think sharks are dangerous, but they're actually not. They don't even hurt humans. They just might bite off your thumb, thinking it's food, but it's not.
And that was another interesting thing for me is, I don't know why, well, I don't know what I had in my mind, but as soon as you get on passage, you can't use the boat as you use the boat normally. So you can't just go and do day-to-day things. You can't go and do a bit of housework. There's loads of things you can't do, and you have to, therefore, just have a forced relaxation period and read or watch a film or do all this kind of stuff. And the kids kind of slotted into that straight away, didn't they?
Yeah, the kids are so malleable. Like, people worry about the kids on the boat, and it's not them. They're happy if we're happy, and like, they just adjust to everything all the time. So yeah, they've been learning more than ever. They've been having a great time and just loving being around us, and we're loving being around them. It's been a really lovely time all together.
The people in France, well, how are they different to English people?
Because they didn't talk English.
I thought they were super friendly.
Yeah, they are.
So yeah, near the beginning of the trip, Kelly was struggling a bit. It was a bit, not enjoying the passages and stuff, and I was just really regretting buying Esperance, and should have really got a big catamaran instead. But now we've come to the end of it. Actually, it is one of those things I do. Like Dave talked about this a lot with Misty. I feel like we know Esperance now, real sense for what she's capable of, what it's like, and just as I look at the rig and then look at it, just so solid. The boat's so chunky, so over-engineered, really, very heavy. But at the same time, that does make it a safe boat. And we've got everything. We've got all these bedrooms. Everyone's got a bedroom. We've got a piano. We've got a sofa. We've got a lounge. We've got this space. I mean, there's a lot of work to do still. But yeah, I'm confident we can live on this boat for the next few years, until the kids are teenagers or whatever, and we can go and see some of the world and have a real big adventure.
What was the bit you didn't like so much?
Well, bit where that we had to go back from France.
Back to England?
Yeah.
You didn't want to come back?
Yeah. Let me think about this. The worst bit was... Well, it wasn't really a worst bit, it was all really good.
What didn't you like so much about the sailing trip?
Well... Not Not really, I loved it all.
We've been fortunate enough to be brought up in a country and a society where we can do this. We've got the choice to do this. Some people don't have the choice, you know, and you may not think you have the choice, but if you sold everything you had and just piled it into the cheapest, you know, boat you could find or the cheapest motorhome you could find and just went for it, you've got the choice to do that. You can do it. Why wouldn't you? Like, life's only, like, what else are you going to do with your life? What else are you going to do with your life? Like, what is there in the world to enjoy apart from, you know, positive emotions?
Spending time with family, spending time with friends, having experiences.
Talking about people, so we had Kelvin with us for a long time, which was very strange in a way because it's like we basically just moved into a house. Kelvin just moved in and lived with us for 8 weeks.
It's like having a lodger.
It was like having a lodger.
But he was great because Kelvin's very good at like just doing his own thing, but then also being a part of when you need. He turns up when you need him, and then he disappears when you don't need him.
The first month or so, we definitely did need Kelvin, and we're hoping he's going to come out with us again in the future. You know, bits and pieces, and you know, as well as him, other people who want to join in, and particularly going things like Cross the Atlantic. I think there's a few people who want to do that with us, and maybe next year when we do Biscay. It's a real social thing for us having these people on board and enjoyable. But yeah, so he was great. Overall, he was great with the kids, entertaining, lots of fun. And he's did all the music for everything. He's written the music for every single video we've put out so far. So I don't know if you've noticed, but they're always quirky tunes you hear are all Kelvin's original compositions, which is wicked.
So somebody asked a question on our YouTube channel. They wanted to know what you do about learning when we're away.
I've got a bunch of stuff that I do. I do my piano over there on the piano. Well, we got a new table now, so it makes it easier to do my writing. And then I do and then I do my maths on Mum's computer, and I do the rest of my learning, reading and Duolingo, which teaches me French on the iPad.
Well, that was good, wasn't it, learning French? So we'll have to learn other languages when we go to different countries.
Yeah, but I want to focus on one language at a time. I'm learning a lot of French, although I'm better at reading it than I am speaking it at the moment. Yeah, and I do mystery science with Mum, and yeah, I do a lot of learning stuff on the boat.
If you'd have been in school and not in France, how is it different?
Well, I wouldn't really have learned what France is actually like. And I've been to France, so I know what it's actually like, but people in school might not know everything, every single detail.
You, when you're older, want to be a marine biologist, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I was reading about a marine biologist book today. Oh, and I also drew this picture of a whale. I'm going to draw some writing up here by my whale about the blue whale. And then that I learned in my book. And then I'll remember those facts. This is the facts I'm going to write. Blue whales can swim up to 500 metres deep, and they can go up to 30 miles per hour. Wow. That's how fast they can swim.
We got ourselves into a good routine. They were doing learning in the mornings. We've got lots of online learning that we do and learning together.
They've been learning more than ever. They've been having a great time and just loving being around us, and we're loving being around them. It's been a really lovely time all together.
What is it about the ocean that you really like?
Well, really the peace and quiet and the sound of the waves and the animals swimming nearby.
And you want to help the ocean, don't you?
Yeah, I really do. If we can, I want to go litter picking to the sea.
Are you excited about going sailing next year?
Yes.
Why are you excited?
Because it's we're going to a different country. I'm quite looking forward to the point where I go to sleep. We're sailing. I wake up. We're still sailing. I go to sleep again. We're still sailing.
There were things that we didn't have set up. It's going to make our life so much easier going out again. Like, for example, the solar arch going on. We're going to have electricity. We're going to not be reliant on going into marinas. So we could only stay out for like a couple of nights at a time. Yeah, an alternator. I mean, and
also just turning the power on the fridge down. We turned the fridge down. We had a load more time.
It's never going to be as bad as those 10 weeks because everything is going to be marginally better.
It's not. And also, like, you know, a Force 5 school, that's all it was. When the boat went over and we weren't ready for it and the winches weren't working and me and Kelvin got absolutely soaked, that was only a Force 5 school for about 20 minutes. That was it. But we were just completely knocked back by it because we weren't prepared and the boat was overpowered and everything was everywhere. like that equivalent school now for us is a Force 7 or Force 8.
Yeah.
Probably a Force 8, like in terms of how panicky we'd feel about it. Yeah, it was. I think overall it was amazing and pretty cool. And yeah, I just want to go again. Like this morning, which I'll talk about in next week's video. But this morning, yeah, it was just all I did was turn the engine on and went, oh yes, I want to go. I feel like that engine was on. I was like, right, we're off. We're going. I'm going somewhere, and we're doing something, and it's really cool, and really exciting, and you know, like everything's so dingy and depressing at the minute around here with the everyone getting upset about the news and the financial situations and the economic climate and all these things, and we've got an opportunity here to escape from that. So that's what we're doing. It's escapism. It's a midlife crisis escapism basically thing going on. The world's depressing and entropy is inevitable. So let's just
Death is looming.
let's just go and have fun because we can. Anyway, this is what's magic about right now. So we are 5 Go Sailing, and we actually went sailing. We had an amazing time. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I know there's only a few of you, but we're having fun making the videos, and if there's a few of you still enjoying them, then we'll keep trying to make them. You guys watching does help a little bit, because it did, I think each video makes Kelly about £2-3 now.
£17 a month I'm making now
There you
on
go.
YouTube.
We're killing it.
Yeah.
So each video does take about 2 days worth of work, but you know.
Hopefully, you know, more people get interested in it, more people... All you have to do is just watch the videos, watch the adverts, and then we make money. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to give us
To
money.
do anything.
Just have
getting
to...
all this. You guys are getting all this. She's getting 2 days of work she's just given you right now. And if you got to the end of the video right now where we are, then you're one of only about 10 people. No, there's like a few hundred views each one, but there's only probably maybe 100 who actually get to the end of the video.
And I love getting all the messages and stuff. It's really lovely. It makes it all worthwhile.
So, yeah.